You're watching Your View.
Thank you for joining us. This is Scott Kaplan and Crew Tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM SoCal Sports Talk. Here's Scott Kaplan, Alex Padilla, and John Browner.
Hey, great friends. We welcome you back to the 7 Mile Casino studios here of Kaplan and Crew, along with Grande and the Brown Man. It is a Monday afternoon. This is such an exciting week, by the way. You may be thinking, oh, it's exciting, right? We don't have to wear masks anymore anywhere. And the world is reopening on June 15th, or at least the state of California is reopening on June 15th. Most of the world's already reopened, at least most of the United States. No, actually, to me, very, very exciting week, because starting this week is the U.S. Open of golf, and it's happening here at Torrey Pines. And if you're driving by Torrey Pines or you're watching any local television news, you'll see like how the course is set up and designed. And for us, I mean, you got Phil Mickelson, who's fresh off of a major championship. You've got Charlie Hoffman, who has qualified. You've got a Xander Schauffele. So you've got a lot of local guys. And even though there's no Tiger Woods in this year's U.S. Open because of his car accident, this is still a really exciting time, a super exciting week. And for San Diego, you're going to have Petco Park open to full capacity this week. You're going to have the U.S. Open of golf. And a month later, you're going to have Del Mar opening up. And then you're going to have the Breeders' Cup. So, again, for me, I'm excited. The world is coming back. Grande, Brown Man, have you guys even put any time or effort or energy into thinking, wow, we've made it from where we were in the Super Bowl in February of 20 to the March shutdown, to this week, no more masks, and everybody can go back to life the way it was. Have you even thought about this, Grande?
Not in those terms. To me, to be honest with you, when that second needle went in my arm, the world was back to normal for me, man. Because this is the new normal. I think there's going to be people that wear masks kind of like all the time when they go to public places like stores or indoor with. I think that's going to be part of our norm now. So to me, it's been a slow, gradual climb. It's not like, oh, we're here. Oh, we're back. It hasn't been like that for me at all. I haven't felt that way. I've been doing more and more and more, and it's been back to normal. When did I get the vaccine? Like April, March, whatever it was. So I have felt normal for a while now.
It's so funny you say that, because I feel the same way. Like, I got my second vaccine and I was ready to go. And I was at this poker event this weekend, and there were a lot of people there. I was shaking hands and taking pictures with people and hanging out. And I knew some people were vaccinated and others weren't, because people kind of tell you pretty quickly. And even the unvaccinated people who are like, oh man, I've never done any of that. That's BS. And this whole thing was, but I'm like, I still shake their hand. I'm like, you can't hurt me.
Well, they can. They can.
Well.
But I think for me, my biggest like whoa moment, I don't think I'll have it tomorrow, was when I went to my fiance's cousin's apartment in downtown, and he had a full-on elbow-to-elbow type of gathering. That was like, all right, I'm back. Yeah. Like, this is it. Yeah.
I know. I feel the same way. That for me, I'm with you, man. As soon as I got the second shot, I was back to normal. But again, being at a poker tournament in a casino this past weekend and shaking hands with people and taking pictures and hugging it out with people. I sat at a poker table with a bunch of strangers I didn't know. I'm like, okay, dude, I'm back.
Total side note for you guys. I want to put everybody on screen. My fiance's cousin just turned 21, and I don't think you have to be 21 to go to the casinos. It's got to be 18, right?
Depends on which casino, if they serve alcohol or not, I think is the issue.
I don't remember actually specifically which casino she went to. I forgot to ask, but her cousin turned 21, and her aunt is a big time like casino person. Those people that go on Tuesday. Remember when we went the last time we went to casino, me and you together, Scott? Yeah. We're like, who's here right now? Like a Tuesday at 11 in the morning. That's her aunt. And so yesterday, her cousin wanted to go to casino. So they had like a little girls trip to go to a local casino. And dude, her freaking aunt puts in money in the slot machine. I don't know how much, but it wasn't a lot. And she's like, hits the button or whatever. $25,000 she won.
Nice.
No way.
$25,000. My fiance sitting right next to her starts screaming like a madman. And her other cousins, like, they were like close. And then like, what happened? Like, She just won $25,000 freaking dollars on a slot machine, dude.
No
Nice.
way.
On a slot
I
machine. And
never play slots ever.
me neither. I'm like, you're not supposed to win on those. Like, that's
Right.
not where you win. And it turns out that's not the most this family's won before. Her husband won $56,000 before on a slot machine.
When they walk out, do they walk out with a check where they've already
So they
taken the
give you.
taxes?
I was very curious about that too.
Mhm.
So I asked, I was like, so what do they do? Like, what do they do? You just get cash? And she's like, they give you the option. Like, how do you want it? And the aunt asked for 5,000 cash. She gave each cousin that was there $1,000 as like, hey, we're here.
Wow.
So she handed out 1,000, and then the rest was in a check. And I guess that my fiance wasn't too sure about specifically, but she did mention they take 30%.
Yeah.
And I was like, is that the casino
No,
taking
that's the
30%,
taxes.
or is that the state? And she's
Yeah.
like, I think it's the state.
Yeah, it's the
They
taxes.
don't want no smoke. They don't want no
Yeah.
smoke with the tax people.
No.
So I believe in total, like out the door, $17,000.
Wow. Because that's what happens at the racetrack too. Like if you're at Del Mar and you hit a really big bet, let's say you had a $20 bet and a massive long shot hits and it pays $2,500, just as an example, you're going to have to pay the taxes right there on the spot.
Yeah.
Or at least fill out the tax documentation on the spot. So that's really interesting because she could have probably, she probably could have left with the cash, but she still would have had to fill out the docs as far as I understand.
Right.
So,
right. And they say like it's a whole thing. I have you guys ever experienced winning like that?
No.
I've never experienced
No.
it. So I actually don't even gamble, but I guess security comes up pretty quick, or
Oh, yeah.
some employees come up pretty
Yeah.
quickly. And then immediately she said some other patron at the casino was like getting like awkwardly close and saying some things.
Uh-huh.
So employees came, they're like, oh, they want to verify who won. And then security got there, escorted her to wherever, and escorted that dude that was getting a little chippy with them.
Yeah.
Escorted him
Well,
out.
what's his problem?
So he was saying like, hey, I deserve some of that money or something
What?
like that.
Oh,
Yeah,
oh
there's
my
some weird.
God.
There's always some weirdo.
Yeah.
When you're
Hey,
in
listen,
the casino.
Look,
Yeah.
it was Saturday afternoon. I was at this casino. I won't say which one because we ask everybody to play at 7 Mile Casino. But I was at this casino on Saturday and I was playing poker and I didn't realize what a true subculture poker players are. People who enter tournaments. And I said, well, hey, when's this going to end? Like, 2, 3 o'clock this afternoon. They're like, no, like maybe 8, 9 tomorrow night. Like these people were there for the long term. Should they be able to make it all the way? I was doing quite well. As a matter of fact, I was collecting a lot of chips. And every time I won a hand, I was like, wait, I won? And they were like, you really don't know how to play? And I'm
Were
like,
you playing Texas Hold'em?
yeah. And I'm like, I really was there. I wasn't going to be there that long. I could have gone all in on my first hand. I wasn't going to, so I played, and I won a whole bunch. And then I looked at my watch. Who won? I don't know, because the tournament, I got knocked out and left. But I mean, I looked at my watch. It was 2 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm like, I got to get out of here. I'm all in,
Yeah.
So
I'm out.
I got knocked out. Yeah. That's really interesting. Hey, 7 Mile Casino, 7milecasino.com. Because listen, you never know when you're going to go play table games and all of a sudden you're going to be a big winner. And that's the fun and the attraction of going to a place like 7 Mile Casino. So give a shout out to our studio sponsor. Okay. Hey, you know what, Browner, before we got into this previous segment, and for those that are watching on TV tonight, or for those that are just getting here on radio, you'll have to go back to our YouTube channel. But Browner, you were going off about Chris Paul and the Phoenix Suns. And you got to give credit to the Phoenix Suns for getting past the Lakers when most people didn't give them a chance, even though they were the number 2 seed. Okay. I had one buddy of mine.
Totally forgot about that.
Shout out to my boy, Steven Spivak, who from the very first round of the playoffs said the Suns will beat the Lakers and the Suns will make it to the finals. That was my buddy, Steven, who you guys know.
If the Lakers were healthy, they would have steamrolled the Suns. Steamrolled them. But they were not, and they did not.
You know what? You know what? If the Lakers were healthy like 2 months ago.
No. I mean, like, as in game 1, if both players would have been healthy through 7 games, I think they would have steamrolled the Suns. That's just what I think would have happened.
Yeah, if you make it to 7 games, you're not really steamrolling anybody. So here's my thought. If the Lakers were healthy 2 months ago and they went out and got Andre Drummond and they had time to all work together and they had gotten better because everybody was healthy and playing together, then maybe. But they didn't. And so here are the Phoenix Suns. And I said that over the weekend. Alex, were you sitting around all weekend watching basketball games?
Oh, absolutely.
Really? Okay, I'm not believing that. Browner, I suppose you sat around and watched basketball games all weekend?
Come on, man. You know I watched every single game. Ask me some questions. What you want to know?
Like yesterday, I thought I heard. Was it yesterday that Kyrie, or 2 days ago that Kyrie got hurt?
Yeah, I watched
second
that.
quarter.
And
quarter.
even that couldn't get me to tune in and watch KD lose.
No, I watched that. I was watching Milwaukee and the Nets yesterday, and when Kyrie got hurt, and then KD didn't score a point in the fourth quarter. Browner, did I get that right? KD didn't score. Your king didn't score a point in the fourth quarter when
false.
Two stars are out and KD got to carry them. Did I miss that story?
Let me guess. No field goal.
That's
free
false.
Throws.
That's false. He did score. Listen, I'm going to tell you this right now.
What did he score in the fourth quarter?
Not a lot. He also
didn't.
He didn't play for 5 minutes because Steve Nash waved the white flag.
Was it no field goals, or was it because I said no points? Was it?
I think he made a three, and I think he shot like 6 free throws.
How much did his bodyguard score?
Listen, you got to earn your money, baby.
Yo, you are a sneaky son of a gun. You know that?
We can get to that. Let me say this first.
You are a sneaky son of a gun.
Craps to PJ Tucker, because that's old school NBA. So I need to know right now from the NBA, are you going to let them play like old school or new school? Because if they play new school, PJ Tucker's going to foul out in 3 minutes. I've never seen a player in the last 7 years foul every single play. If we're going by the rule, if we're playing by today's rules, he fouled every single play. Every one. He is a big Pat Beverly. It looks like he's playing defense. He's just fouling on every single play. So when they play tomorrow, PJ Tucker's going to foul out. Watch, mark my words. It's going to be bad for the NBA because you shouldn't let the referees swing the games like this. They didn't lose because of the referees. The Bucks won the game. The Bucks beat them. But the way PJ Tucker is being allowed to guard Kevin Durant, y'all didn't see it, but people saw it.
No, I actually was watching a bit of that game yesterday afternoon. I don't know why, but there was a period of time in my world where I had like 30 minutes or so, and I sat down and I watched a piece of that. I saw Kyrie get hurt, and I saw Milwaukee claw their way back in to the series. But that's not what I wanted to talk about. Here's what I want to talk about. So I didn't sit around all weekend and watch every minute of every game, but I followed what was going on. But I'm getting more people sending me videos of fights in ballparks, stadiums, arenas than ever before, because people see us airing this stuff on the show. And so they're like, okay, these guys like amateur fight videos. We do, as long as they're not too violent and as long as nobody really gets hurt, you know?
Yeah.
Right?
If you get punched a couple of times, that's great. No, we don't ever want to see anybody truly get hurt, like hospitalized because of this.
Yeah, like the one guy from the Padres who punched out that Colorado Rockies fan, like that was one of the more violent / like somebody could have gotten hurt just on one punch, you know? But somebody sent me, I think it was Bernard Thompson, shout out to Bernard, who sent us all a DM this weekend where there's this Phoenix Suns fan. And he's just a very normal looking guy, by the way. Although anybody who wears an NBA basketball jersey without like an undershirt, you know, like anybody who wears an NBA basketball jersey that's just a tank top,
don't mess with them.
So, yeah, like
don't mess with them.
Like something could be wrong with that guy. What do you mean, Alan?
Well,
don't mess with them.
No, well, I'm saying it depends too, because if you're saying that, but the guy with the Edgar haircut was also not wearing an undershirt under, so you could be, you know, it's the no undershirt thing also correlates with your hairstyle, I would say.
No. Listen, because here's the thing: the two, because hopefully we're going to show this. The fact that they were both not wearing undershirts shows you when the two goons square off, there's always one goon better than the other one. Okay, because this guy who tried to sucker punch first, I'm so glad he got throttled. Just 100%. I'm so glad he got pummeled. Because he tried to be cool. Oh, I'm going to put my stuff in my pocket, and then I'm going to sucker punch this guy when he's not looking. And guess what happened to him? He got ming.
Well, let's just play.
Wait, but the best part of it is the best part of this whole thing. The best part of this whole video is this, is that the guy who's in the Suns jersey, after he's done beating this dude up, and he's looking at his friend and he's going, you know, I'm kicking your boy's ass right now. Like, you started all of this. He took a punch at me. Now I'm beating your friend up, just so we're all clear on what's going on here. And
while I'm still holding him down, by the way.
And then I'm also going to explain one other thing to you. This is all about one thing: Suns in 4. This is not about me not liking you. This is not about Phoenix versus Denver. This is not we're leaving. We're going to take it out into the bike rack after school. This is about one thing. I got the Suns in 4. You're a Nuggets fan. You're talking crap to me. I'm going to kick your ass. Suns in 4, by the way. I mean, that's the guy who did the ass whooping. He has like such control of his emotions, you know?
I know this will never happen. I know this will never happen. But he needs to be a ceremonial guest at the Suns' first game.
Oh, yeah. He needs to ring the bell or whatever they do.
That energy went all the way down to the court, and the Suns like used that guy's energy and made it happen. Suns in 4, man.
All right. So look, I'm going to tell everybody who's watching on TV, chill out, okay? For everybody watching on YouTube, you don't care. You want this. For everybody listening on radio, you're going to have to come to our YouTube channel to see it, right?
I think the people on TV know at this point what they're getting.
Yeah.
Like, if you're watching on TV, first of all, shout out to you. Second of all, enjoy yourself, man.
DVR that jump.
Yeah.
So
be good.
All right. So here goes. This is the video that was sent to us this weekend. Suns fan gets into a fight with 2 Denver Nuggets fans and then takes care of business, all the while telling the Nuggets fans, Suns in 4. Go ahead and play it out.
It's cool. It's cool now. It's cool, bro. Let me put my stuff in my pocket. Hold on. Mink. Slide out, man. One for you?
Look, I'm messing your boy up.
Dang.
I'll just give him an uppercut and hold him down. Hey, Suns in 4, dude.
Oh, that guy's a hero. That guy is a hero. Look at him. Yes. Dude, by the way, that happened in Denver.
And you see that jersey? That jersey's bomb. You see the sun across it? Just like I told y'all, bomb jersey.
Dude, first of all, that was in Denver, and he was being cheered by Nuggets fans. Dude, that was like when I saw that. I have probably contributed of the 8 million views that fight has. I've probably contributed 100 of them myself. And every single time, that dude, like his eyes. Okay, because you said he controlled his emotions, right, Scott? But he's got those crazy eyes going when he's like, Suns in 4. Like he's like, Suns in 4. Like I will destroy this entire section if they come near me right now.
But like the funny thing is he doesn't look big, right?
No,
he doesn't look.
He
doesn't look muscular,
and he did not have the advantage in the fight because he was downhill.
Right. Well, and the guy who swung at him first, that was a dumb thing to do because you're losing your balance once you swing like that. And the guy came backwards, and once he grabbed a hold of him and hit him a couple of times, and then he unloaded him. Bing, ming, ming, ming. And then as he's holding the guy down, he takes a punch at the other friend.
Nailed him.
Oh, he did. I didn't see that angle.
Yeah, he got him. That's why he backed up.
He got him good.
How do you? Oh, really? Because I only see it from the camera angle. I don't
kind of hear it.
Oh, really? Oh,
yeah.
Oh, okay. I need to hear more of it then.
Mm-hmm.
Ming, ming, ming. Boom! It's that second right.
Right there.
Oh yeah. But by the way, he's holding the friend, and the friend who started it all. Where's he to help?
I like how you with the hey, Suns in 4. That's like the fight guy right there. That's like the fight guy.
Dude, that guy's crazy.
That's like the fight guy.
Yeah, but that guy did everybody a favor by beating somebody up with an Edgar haircut. I don't know where this has come from for my people, but my goodness, we need to get rid of that haircut, man.
What does an Edgar haircut mean?
You never heard of the Edgar haircut before?
No.
Well, that guy had it.
You know what I mean?
I'll just Google, see what comes up because yeah. Hold on here 1 second because
right.
the Edgar haircut needs to go away.
Okay. All right.
You really are not familiar with the Edgar haircut?
Oh God.
That's what this guy had. Like this
right.
fade with like the like combed forward and then lined up and the forehead.
Well, the guy with the Edgar haircut should have told his buddy, "Hey, once I put my cell phone in my pocket, I'm going to go after this guy. Can you back me up here?" Because the guy who kind of was in the beginning of it all, he just let his friend get pounded on, you know. And he's like, "Hey, and I'm still holding him. Oh, and watch this. I'll just give him an uppercut, just to give him a good one here."
So like we've talked about with the Rockies fans, Like those guys can't be friends no more. Like,
Oh
you
no,
just
no,
gotta,
no,
like you
no,
gotta go.
Yeah.
no. You
'Cause
let me you let me get rock'em sock'emed.
And it went viral.
Right. Not only did you watch, you started it.
Yeah.
You started it.
Right. And when I put my head down in my jersey, you can't see how bloody I am. But when they leave after he picks up his pants, because now he got a bloody nose and his pants are down around his crack.
Mhm.
It was a bad scene for that dude. Bad scene. All right, listen.
Great scene for everybody else.
Yeah. Hey, look, coming up, I want to tell you about one of the most amazing, inspirational sports stories you'll ever hear. And you're not going to hear about this story from anybody else because it's super hyper local. And this has got like big national story written all over it, but it just requires that it gets some publicity. And 50,000 views of a high school kid hitting a last second basketball shot isn't enough. It's not 900,000 views for a guy getting pummeled at a basketball game. You know what I'm saying? So look, coming up, the story of Nick Herrmann, how this young man went from cancer patient to cancer survivor to undefeated high school basketball career and hitting the game-winning three-point shot at the very end. This story of this kid is coming up next. You guys are going to love it, and everybody watching and listening is going to love it. Hang with us, everybody.
We'll be right back with more of Scott Kaplan and Crew tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM. A new generation of radio. SoCal Sports Talk.
Kaplan and Crew tonight is brought to you by BMW San Diego, your certified BMW dealer, serving drivers throughout San Diego and the surrounding areas.
We're here every day, 24/7, giving you only the finest handcrafted sports talk programming you're going to find anywhere. And we never stop. Fanatic is such a mean word. We prefer committed. This is the mightier 1090 AM.
Adios, love handles.
Adios, couch.
Adios, Quarantine 15.
Say adios to the quarantine bod with Pollo Fit Bowls, made with fire-grilled chicken and organic super greens from El Pollo Loco.
The Olympic Games, where the eyes of the world will turn to Tokyo for the greatest show on Earth. Catch all the action leading up to the Olympic Games on Countdown to Tokyo every Tuesday at 7 on YourView. You'll get the latest news on preparations for the Games, details about the sports involved, and in-depth insights into teams, athletes, and the host city. Don't miss Countdown to Tokyo, Tuesdays at 7 on YourView.
Like the spirit of Greenwood is all over the place in Tulsa, North Tulsa specifically. It's like it's not just one location anymore.
This is the beginning. This is a launching pad. This is not something that we just did to come together just for this moment.
We have a term for typical cheese-filled, grease-covered, regret-inducing takeout. That's why dinner from El Pollo Loco is always fire-grilled, freshly prepared, feel-good food. The $20 Familia Dinner from El Pollo Loco.
Time now for Kaplan and Crew tonight's Community Connect.
Shelter to Soldiers selects dogs from shelters and rescue groups all throughout California. Our ideal candidate at Shelter to Soldier is 8 months to a year and a half old. They're confident in different environments. They have strong social drive. Another motivator like food or toy drive. And ultimately, these are dogs that want to have a job and that have a greater purpose to become a service dog. Currently, about 85% of our dogs pass their service dog training. But if they don't pass, they become a career change. We don't like to use the word failure around here. So career change to an emotional support animal, or if that doesn't work out, then they career change to a pet dog, still finding a loving placement and purpose in life.
Welcome to the Jacobs & Cushman San Diego Food Bank and our 90,000 square foot facility. We feed 350,000 people every single month. Many people ask, how can I help? You can volunteer for the San Diego Food Bank. Just go to san-diegofoodbank.org, register to volunteer. No group is too small, no group is too large, but those volunteers are integral to our success in feeding the community. Another way you can help is by hosting a food drive. Just go online and register your group, your company, or organization. It's that easy. Another great way is through our virtual food drive, where you can literally buy food on our behalf. Lastly, another great way to make an impact is to go online and make a financial contribution to the San Diego or North County Food Bank. On behalf of the San Diego Food Bank, our staff, our volunteers, and the 350,000 people we serve every month, thank you for helping us fight hunger and feed hope in San Diego County.
We don't ask a lot from you. Just 16 measly hours a day. That's it. Buy some earbuds. Listen at work, in meetings, on the way home, talking to the wife, or helping the kids with homework. They'll admire your stick-to-itiveness. This is the mightier 1090 AM.
Adios, love handles.
Adios, couch.
Adios, Quarantine 15.
Say adios to the quarantine bod with Pollo Fit Bowls, made with fire-grilled chicken and organic super greens from El Pollo Loco.
Moore's Cancer Center is the only comprehensive cancer center in San Diego, which has NCI designation, which NCI stands for National Cancer Institute. And this is designated to only the highest possible ratings for cancer centers in the country. And that means that it's experts in every medical subspecialty pushing boundaries for difficult to treat cancers. We have a unique blend of cancer research and patient care, which really helps us take care of the whole patient from bench to bedside interventions with the latest research, and we're really pushing the boundaries to treat each individual cancer as much as possible. We're very proud of our leadership here in the community at UCSD.
We have a term for typical cheese-filled, grease-covered, regret-inducing takeout. That's why dinner from El Pollo Loco is always fire-grilled, freshly prepared, feel-good food. The $20 Familia Dinner from El Pollo Loco.
Here's Kaplan and Crew tonight's 60-second timeout with Haley Stasiak.
Nothing quite like a buzzer-beater finish in a championship game to get the win and claim an undefeated regular season. It's kind of like something out of a movie, and that's exactly how it went down for Torrey Pines boys basketball. Senior guard Nick Herrmann hit a long three at the buzzer to top Cathedral Catholic 63-60 on Saturday night in the San Diego Section Open Division boys title game. At one point in the second quarter, the Falcons trailed by 12 points. Then they went on a 15-0 run to power back. Herrmann ended up finishing the game with 30 points, 10 of which he scored in the fourth quarter. He made 14 of 15 free throw attempts. Torrey Pines is the first undefeated team to win the San Diego section since Kearney in 1973. They will get the 1 seed heading into the Open Division Southern California Regional Playoffs this week. That's your 60-second timeout. Now back to more Kaplan and Crew tonight.
Kaplan and Crew tonight's 60-second timeout is presented by YourView.
I've been a part of this community for a long time, and giving back is what we do. That's why I'm so excited to tell you about the San Diego Giving Back Raffle, a benefit for Ronald McDonald House Charities of San Diego. Grand prize is this $4 million luxury home, or you could win a car, vacation, or cash. Everyone is guaranteed to win a prize. And you'll feel good knowing your raffle purchase goes to help families like the Lechugas. The next early bird deadline is June 18th.
Catch all the action live on YourView as the 1904 Football Club takes on the New Amsterdam Football Club, June 16th at 5 p.m.
We'll be right back with more of Scott Kaplan and Crew tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM. A new generation of radio. SoCal Sports Talk.
You're watching Kaplan and Crew tonight, powered by the mightier 1090 and Your View, featuring the best sports talk in SoCal.
All right, fellas, I got to tell you about an amazing story. And this is something that you're going to first hear on Kaplan and Crew. And then I think what's going to happen is eventually this story is going to get a lot of legs, okay? And I'll tell you exactly what the story is about. It's about living a dream. You know, it's about, I want to play high school ball here. I want to be a champion here. But then, as much as that's what you want as a kid, things get derailed, you know? Your health, cancer. Wait, as if that's not bad enough, then it's your mom and cancer. And then it's missing school and time. And then it's COVID. And who knows what's ever going to happen. But then here's what happens. I get goosebumps telling this story. Here's what happens. You go 29-0 your senior year in high school basketball. You make it to the finals of the open division of CIF. You're in a tie game at 60-60. Ball's thrown in. All you have time to do is catch it and launch it from nearly midcourt. And you just trust everything you've done, all the work you've put in to nail a three-pointer to win the game. And then, as if winning and being undefeated and beating your arch rival and winning a championship, as if that wasn't enough emotion, when you're 18 or 19 years old and you've battled cancer and so is your mom, it's just like the whole thing just comes running out of you in that exact moment. And that's what happened for this young man. And I can tell you, I've been following his story for many years because he went to high school with my kids. Little did I know that being a champion was going to be one thing. Being a champion who hits the game-winning shot in the final second from deep, 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 and having all of that emotion come out. And by the way, still playing. Even though high school's over and graduated, season's still going. And as far as I can tell, looking at brackets, we could eventually see this kid on the same floor as LeBron James's kid. I mean, at least that's what I think. I'm looking at the brackets. He'll have to explain it all to me. This is Nick Herrmann from Torrey Pines High School. Browner, Alex, can you believe this story of this young guy hitting this shot? Alex, show it to everybody if you don't mind. We'll show it to everybody. Browner, you, as someone who loves high school basketball and college basketball and just loves the game of basketball, you're going to love this. Go ahead, Alex. We'll put it up on the screen for everybody to see, and then we'll talk to Nick Herrmann because this guy, what a story this kid is, man. I'm telling you right now. You tell me, Alex, when you can show it on the screen. Here we go. We're gonna take a look at it, and then here comes Nick on the show. Oh, here we go. Alex is going to show it right now. From deep, Browner, from deep, hits that three, team rushes the floor, CIF Open Division Championship, and here is the hero of that game, Nick Herrmann, on Kaplan and Crew, on 1090 on radio, on YouTube, on television tonight on Channel 4 San Diego and Channel 4 Santa Barbara, 118 in Palos Verdes in Orange County, and every other way we've got to put this story out there. Nick, welcome. Long lead up, I know, my man, but congratulations.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me on. Thank you.
Dude, take us back to, let's go back to the beginning of the story, which is, you know, you're a high school basketball player, and what happens when you find out that you've got cancer?
Yeah, I was playing some of my best basketball. I was getting pretty athletic for my size and stuff like that, and so all of a sudden everything just started kind of spiraling downhill, and I found out that I had cancer, and I just knew that I was going to have to get through it, and I knew that I wanted to eventually play varsity basketball for this team, and I wanted to be a big part of it. So that's what I worked for every single day.
And what year was that?
That was the summer between my sophomore and my junior year.
Okay, so we're going back probably 3-4 years ago?
Yeah, I want to say that's 3 years ago. 3 years ago, I believe.
Okay, and
physically, what did you feel like was wrong? Because as an athlete, you know your body. Even as a young athlete, you know when you're getting better. You know when you've got your win. You know when you're playing at a good rhythm. When did you know, wait a minute, something's not right?
Yeah, exactly. Well, for the first part, I thought I had shin splints for the longest time because both of my legs were kind of hurting. And then it started getting really painful. But I was playing, you know, long weekends in Vegas and Anaheim and stuff like that. So I really just kind of thought it was shin splints. I would take some Advil, put some Icy Hot on it. And then, you know, it started getting really bad. And then finally AAU season ended. So I finally had like a couple weeks to take off. And took a couple weeks off, and it never really got better. It started to feel better because I wasn't just pounding on it all the time. But finally, I went to the doctors, and after like a couple months, finally found out what happened.
And what kind of cancer did you have?
I had osteosarcoma, which is a type of bone tumor, and it was located on my left fibula.
Okay. And so why were both legs bothering you?
I think both legs were bothering me more just because this one was hurting so much. I was having to use my other leg so much. And they said that I was starting to get like Osgood slaughters in my other leg more than the other one because of all the pressure I was putting on it.
All right. So this is Nick Herrmann, who just finished his senior year at Torrey Pines High School, hits a game-winning 3-point shot in the Open Division Championship against Cathedral. But we're just finding out that in between his sophomore and junior year of high school, is that right, Nick?
Mm-hmm.
He was diagnosed with cancer. And what did the doctors tell you? I mean, were they like, hey, this is no problem. We'll zap it a couple times. You'll be back to normal in 5 days. You're good. I mean, what were they telling you, or were you scared for your life?
Yeah, I mean, my first questions were like, oh, like, when am I going to be able to play again? And they were like, oh, it's going to be a really long process. And after going through all the scans and going through the whole like meetings and all that stuff, it's kind of stressful because it doesn't look great, and it's kind of sad and all that. But after I kind of went through the process and knew what was to come, I could really start looking at it positively and start kind of going after it and trying to finish all my treatment and everything and get back to the floor.
Okay. When you got that diagnosis though, dude, like, I'm not talking about from a basketball perspective. I know you said your mind went directly to that, but just as a 14, 15-year-old kid, to hear that's got to be insane, man. Like, what did you think about just being that young and hearing the word cancer for you?
Yeah, at first it was really scary because, I mean, when you hear that, it sounds really bad, and it was for the most part, but it was scary at first. But for some reason, I was never really able to go to that kind of dark place and get really down on myself. For some reason, I kind of saw it as an opportunity to, have a story like this, the one that I'm building right now. I really thought from the day that I was diagnosed that I would be able to do something special with it.
Wow. So then after you get diagnosed with cancer and you're dealing with your own health and you're dealing with your own head, which is, I want to get back to playing ball, then your mom is diagnosed with cancer. Tell us that part of the story.
Yeah, that's definitely the worst part for me. I was starting to kind of start to see the light for myself, and then all of a sudden I heard that news, and that was definitely probably the saddest I've ever been in my life. I felt for a second that things were just going so far downhill and everything was just so bad because the one person I loved the most and the one person that was supporting me the most through everything I was going through had to go through the same thing that I went through. And when you go through something like that, you know that you would never want anyone else to go through it. And to be my best friend, my mom, person I love the most, it was the hardest thing ever on me.
And what kind of cancer did your mom have?
She had ovarian cancer, but it was spreading pretty fast, so it kind of got to some other intestines and organs and stuff like that. And but she was lucky enough to have a really good surgeon that was able to get rid of all of it. So she had to do treatment and all that, but the surgeon really did a great job of taking care of it.
Okay.
Because you were going through it a little bit before she was, did it give you some insight on how to be there for her and how to coach her up, so to speak? Because you're an athlete and you're used to being coached. Did it give you an opportunity to kind of be there for her in a personal way?
Yeah, definitely. As an athlete, you always try to be a leader. So when I'm a leader, I try to lead by example. And that was sort of one of the things that I did for my mom. I tried to lead by example. I tried to always be positive so she could be positive. I tried to never let anyone, see weakness in me so she wouldn't be weak. And the hardest part for us was, there would be nights where I was in the hospital and she was a couple blocks down the road in the hospital too, and we couldn't see each other. And we were just both going through it at the same exact time. So at times it was hard to be there for each other because we were both fighting our own battles, but just setting a good example and just being positive was the one thing that kept us through it.
I just remember this because, I think, Nick, that you and my daughter were in the same grade.
Mm-hmm, definitely.
And I remember, the community all saying, hey, look, there's this family and this kid got cancer and that's terrible. But now, wait, mom's got cancer and it's doubly worse. And who knows what's going to happen. And, it just seemed like the community was rallying. As far as I know, this was at least what I was hearing around you and your mom. Did that happen?
Yeah, the community was so great to us. When you get cancer and you get that, overflow of help from the community and stuff, and And then when you find out someone else has cancer, it's almost like, oh my goodness, like I got to go through this all again. I got to get the whole community involved again. And it's hard on you, but at the same time, it was so great to have such amazing people in this, the basketball family, San Diego community, everybody was so great to us. They made us feel like, we could conquer anything.
Wow. That's so now you wind up missing a year of school. Is that right? Because of all of your cancer treatments and everything?
Yeah, I took the whole year off, and I was lucky enough to be able to reclass down a grade so I wouldn't lose any eligibility.
Okay, so you just broke up for just a little bit. Sometimes that happens.
Oh, sorry about that. Sorry, yeah.
No, that's all right. So you were able to reclassify. Is that right?
Yeah, I was able to reclass down a grade. So I took that whole year off and just, focus on what I was going through. And then I reclassed down. So I was a junior again when I got back to high school, and then I had 2 more years.
Okay. So let's just talk about what happened this past weekend, though. Because
can I ask him before that?
Yeah, go ahead.
I'm sorry. I just want to get from. So you got the news a couple years ago. Like, how long were you out? Like from school, from basketball, from, I know what happened yesterday or this weekend was amazing, but like, how long were you just totally out of everything?
Yeah, I want to say it was probably 10 months. I know it was a 9-month thing, but I had to do some other surgeries and stuff like that. So in total, it was probably 10 months. It started in around September, October, and went all the way through May. And then probably took me another month to be able to start working out again.
Yeah.
And were you, I don't know if this is a silly question, but were you like you got to be still growing at this point too, right? Like you're growing into your body, and then you go through all this processes and surgeries and who knows what else. So your body's growing into becoming like a man. How did you look like when everything was done and you were trying to come back?
Yeah, it was weird because you're definitely still, as you said, growing and getting all those, I don't know, features and stuff like that you do when you become an adult. So when I was going through it, it was weird because it kind of wiped out that whole aspect. I wasn't really focused on all that. I was a kid, and then kind of missed that transition into becoming an adult. But when I came back, it was, I looked a lot different, and it had kind of beaten me down, but I knew that I would eventually get back to where I was. So it was fine.
Well, the way my kids describe you to me was, my son said to me, nobody works like this guy. Like, this is the hardest working guy we know. In fact, the way they tell the story was that when you were in the hospital, you were dribbling, shooting, working ball skills. I mean, you weren't just sitting around, taking treatment. You were working on your game, even, when they had you locked up in the hospital. Is that really true?
Yeah, I mean, you could say I was plotting, kind of. I was definitely doing a lot of writing stuff down for when I was going to come back, setting goals for myself, writing down workouts and stuff like that. When I was in the hospital, you would have to meet a certain requirement to leave the hospital, which was like a blood test to get the chemo out of your system. So I would try to sweat it out running down the halls and stuff like that. I would have a basketball with me the whole time. I was dribbling a little bit. I wouldn't say I was working out or anything, but on the weekends I would definitely go shoot. And, I probably shot a couple of times, and I would go lay down, maybe throw up or something like that. But basketball was just life for me. So it was really fun.
Yeah. So let's advance the story, because Alex, I don't know how much time we have left here.
About 8 minutes.
Okay, great. So we have plenty of time. So Nick, so now you come back, you're now a grade behind, your friends are up ahead of you. You're going to continue to work hard. And we get to a point now where you're a senior, and a magical season is unfolding. I mean, you said after the game, you had 4 goals, as I recall. You said one was an undefeated season, one was a CIF championship, one you didn't tell everybody, which I assumed meant a state championship. And there was a third one that I've missed. Do you recall which one it is?
So it was win a league championship, undefeated regular season, win CIF. And then the last one was to just win a state game, but now it's to win state for sure. So that's what we're trying to do.
So Torrey Pines, let me understand this, is the number 1 ranked team in the open division for the entire state of California.
Yep, it's unheard of.
Is the team littered with Duke, North Carolina, UCLA, Kansas recruits?
Nope. We play the right way. We got, legendary coach John Olive, and the chemistry on this team is something like you've never seen before. it's just a pleasure to play with all these guys.
You're a guy who scored 30 of 63 points in the Open Division Championship game against your arch rival. You're a guy who hit a 3-point game winner at the buzzer from nearly half court. Where are you going to play college ball next year?
I don't know. I've been really patient with the process. I haven't had a ton of recruitment going on, but I told myself that I was just going to focus on making the best senior campaign that I possibly could. And now that I kind of done it, and I'm trying to still finish it off and prove more, so in the summer I can decide and hopefully go somewhere where I want to go.
You don't seem like the kind of guy that's like, oh, I had a great high school career, I'm done. You seem like the kind of guy that's going to keep on playing and proving people wrong.
Yep, exactly. My goal's always been to play, somewhere around low major Division I basketball. That's been my goal, and I'm going to try to push myself until I get somewhere where I really want to play.
All right, take us to the game then. It's Torrey Pines against Cathedral. Arch rivals from right down the street in the Open Division Championship, and there's Torrey Pines at 28-0, looking at 29-0. But the game, take us to the fourth quarter where you score 15 of your 30 points in the fourth quarter. What happened?
Yeah, so it was actually the second quarter, which was the one where we were down a lot. We were down 22-11. That was the one where I had 15, and that was just pure wanting it more and just pure just work. I just put everything on the floor that quarter for sure. But in the fourth quarter, I think we were down 2 and it wasn't looking promising. We went down 5. And then the one thing I'll say about this team is everybody made one big play. Everybody dove on the floor for one big play. Everybody made a shot. Everybody did something that led to the win. And we just kept battling until we finally got the opportunity to close it out.
All right. And then just take us to the last play. What happened?
So, we had a timeout with 12 seconds left, and I went up to Coach Olive and I kind of took the clipboard and I started drawing something up, and I was like, "You think that'll work?" And he was like, "I mean, yeah, it'll work." And I'm like, "All right, cool, let's do it." So that was the way I always dreamed of it, because in the hospital, I drew up the same play to myself. I'd known I'm going right 2 dribbles, I'm shooting a pull-up jumper, and I'm ending it, and I'm going to go stand on the scorer's table. That was always the dream. So when I got the shot, I really thought I made it. I rose up and I missed, and there was still time left on the floor, and there's 0.5 seconds left. And I saw that they weren't really hugging me, because most teams face guard me and they hug me and stuff like that. And the moment I saw they weren't hugging me and trying to stop me from getting the ball, I was like, oh, I'm just running to my spot. And I ran all the way back to the volleyball line about 30 feet. And I'm just lucky enough to have a teammate like Nate Whitty to throw it to me. No, not a lot of people would throw it to someone 30 feet away with 0.5 seconds left, but I just caught and flicked, and I kind of knew it was in right when I shot it.
I think one of the things that having this conversation and talking to you, I want you to know something. You've already survived something that a lot of people don't beat. So going further, as an athlete, as a person, you're going to do great things because you have the thing that people cannot teach. There are 2 things in sports that people can't teach. You cannot teach hard work, and you cannot teach determination. You have both those things. What school you go to won't matter, because you're going to do great things because you have the right attitude. You have the right energy. You're going to be successful after college playing basketball, because basketball is a global sport. Do not close the door on wanting to be a professional athlete, because you can go around the world just with the passion and the fight that you have. So congratulations, man, for not only just making that shot, but already winning the game already of life. So hats off to you, man. Hats off to your mom for winning her battle as well. And everyone in the community should be absolutely proud of you guys. You're a shining example of what kids should be striving for these days, man.
Well said,
Thank you
Browner.
so much. Thank you.
Hey, Nick, what was it like when you, after hitting that shot? I mean, just the instant emotion. I mean, it wasn't like you were like crying, like, wow, I just hit a game-winning shot. Like, to me, I felt it was all coming out. And then to see you embracing your mother was very, very emotional. I mean, what was that really like, dude?
It all poured out. I could feel all the pain I went through. I could feel all the workouts where I pushed myself till exhaustion. It's something you can't really describe, because it felt like all that pain turned into joy. And it was a painful cry, to be honest. I was crying so hard. It was like everything I had put in was just pouring out. And then when I was trying to find my mom, I couldn't find her at first. And once I finally found her, it was like we finally did what we had worked for and what we had wished for.
Last thing, Nick, you had a really great message to people. I saw an interview with you after the game, and again, it was all coming out of you, but you said something like, everything I went through was to get to this moment, and you said people who are going through something similar understand. I mean, what is, you have an inspirational message, whether you realize it or not. You may realize it, and if you don't, you certainly will later on, but what is that message that you were sharing?
Yeah, my goal with everything and all the hard work I do is, it's not for myself, it's for all the people that go through the same things that I went through. So my message is to everybody, there's always the light at the end of the tunnel. There's always, just keep that positive mindset, because if you keep working through whatever, you have going on for you, just work through it and turn it into something positive, because you're going to have a special story like I did, and anything's possible for anyone, because I was told that I would never be able to play again, and look where I am now. And so I believe anybody can do anything.
Nick, 30 seconds. Is it true that I see you guys are number one and I see LeBron's son and his team is number 2 in the tournament? Is that right?
Yeah. Yep. That's true. I hope LeBron comes to the Olive Garden.
Bring with him.
Yeah. Oh, wouldn't that be great if Torrey Pines hosts, is it Sierra Canyon?
Yep. Sierra Canyon. That would be nice.
Dude, LeBron at Torrey to see this guy nail a 3. How insane would that be?
That's the dream.
LeBron ain't got nothing else to do.
Hey, Nick, congratulations to you, to Coach Olive, to Torrey Pines, to your teammates, to your mom, to your extended family. Good for you, man. So happy for you,
so
buddy.
much.
And congratulations and continued success.
We'll be right back with more of Scott Kaplan and Crew tonight. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and Crew show on the mightier 1090 AM. A new generation of radio. SoCal Sports Talk.
Kaplan and Crew tonight is brought to you by BMW San Diego, your certified BMW dealer, serving drivers throughout San Diego and the surrounding areas.
Got an opinion? Scott Kaplan says test on cited.co. Yes, .co. SoCal Sports Talk. The all new and mightier 1090.
It's time to eat like you won't always be wearing elastic waistbands. With Pollo Fit Bowls, made with organic super greens from El Pollo Loco.
Welcome to the Jacobs & Cushman San Diego Food Bank and our 90,000 square foot facility. We feed 350,000 people every single month. Many people ask, how can I help? You can volunteer for the San Diego Food Bank. Just go to sandiegofoodbank.org, register to volunteer. No group is too small, no group is too large, but those volunteers are integral to our success in feeding the community. Another way you can help is by hosting a food drive. Just go online and register your group, your company, or your organization. It's that easy. Another great way is through our virtual food drive, where you can literally buy food on our behalf. Lastly, another great way to make an impact is to go online and make a financial contribution to the San Diego or North County Food Bank. On behalf of the San Diego Food Bank, our staff, our volunteers, and the 350,000 people we serve every month, thank you for helping us fight hunger and feed hope in San Diego County.
Adios, love handles.
Adios, couch.
Adios, Quarantine 15.
Say adios to the quarantine bod with Pollo Fit Bowls, made with fire-grilled chicken and organic super greens from El Pollo Loco.
Kaplan and Crew tonight presents Sports in a Minute.
The San Diego Loyal got a come-from-behind win on Saturday against the LA Galaxy 2 with a final score of 2-1. The Loyal were in a rhythm all night, and thanks to a big play from Alejandro Guido and Miguel Berry, San Diego was able to get it done. The Loyal have earned 4 points in their last 4 matches. The team has seen quite a bit of progress over the last few games after a rocky start to the season that saw 4 straight road losses. They'll be looking to continue to build on their latest success when they host the Phoenix Rising on Saturday in the team's 3rd meeting this season. When they met in April, the Rising got the win 4-1. In their 2nd meeting on June 5th, the match resulted in a 2-2 draw. We're sure to see more great action this weekend between these two teams with the potential for a full capacity Torrey Stadium. And we know the loyal fans will be showing out. I'm Haley Stasiak. That's your sports in a minute. Now back to more Kaplan and Crew Tonight.
Welcome back. Please join us in welcoming the Race and Sports Radio Show back home to 1090. Join host Felix Taverna every Saturday at 9 a.m. for the very best horse racing coverage in all of Southern California. The all-new and mightier 1090.
The Olympic Games, where the world's best athletes will compete on the most prestigious stage. Catch all the action leading up to the Olympic Games on Guide to the Games every Tuesday on Your View. The series examines the qualification process, the history of the Games, and the teams and athletes that are expected to shine, plus information about the rules, events, and competitors. Don't miss Guide to the Games, Tuesdays on Your View.
Love Promise moments are part of the mission of what we do here at Subaru El Cajon. A Love Promise moment is when we as human beings deliver an experience beyond exceptional to any one of our guests, and then that guest's life is positively affected by that interaction. It's amazing to watch what happens when two human beings talk on that level and create something magical. And sometimes they drive away with a car, sometimes they don't, but we've had an impact on that person's life, and that's the magic. You know, our employees react to things like Make-A-Wish, Feeding San Diego, and the other groups we help by jumping in.
This year, through COVID, we were able to help a little girl out and got her a rather large scooter that she needed for mobility.
We gave up our Christmas party as employees, and we actually adopted a wish of a young girl here in El Cajon, and we gave her a 3-wheel scooter so she didn't have to use her wheelchair all the time. It gives me goosebumps even thinking about it.
Let's take it up a notch with Kaplan and Crew tonight's Premium Boost, powered by the mightier 1090.
We are in the hope business. What we do every day and what we've done for 40 years is to provide kids and families going through critical illnesses hope that tomorrow's going to be a better day. My favorite wish is the next one, because that is the power of our organization, is to bring hope to kids who are going through something right now, and hope can't wait. So people can get involved now by donating resources. They can donate in kind, they can donate their time as volunteers, they can donate dollars, because kids are still getting diagnosed with illnesses that qualify for Make-A-Wish every day. So people can visit us online at sandiego.wish.org. They can visit us and follow us on social media. There are so many ways to get connected, and people can help in many, many different ways. We need your support now more than ever, because illness doesn't take a vacation and it doesn't take a break because of COVID-19.
Welcome to the Jacobs & Cushman San Diego Food Bank and our 90,000 square foot facility. We feed 350,000 people every single month. Many people ask, how can I help? You can volunteer for the San Diego Food Bank. Just go to sanDiegoFoodBank.org, register to volunteer. No group is too small, no group is too large, but those volunteers are integral to our success in feeding the community. Another way you can help is by hosting a food drive. Just go online and register your group, your company, or organization. It's that easy. Another great way is through our virtual food drive, where you can literally buy food on our behalf. Lastly, another great way to make an impact is to go online and make a financial contribution to the San Diego or North County Food Bank. On behalf of the San Diego Food Bank, our staff, our volunteers, and the 350,000 people we serve every month, thank you for helping us fight hunger and feed hope in San Diego County.
Kaplan and Crew tonight's Premium Boost is powered by the mightier 1090. Kaplan and Crew tonight is brought to you by BMW San Diego, your certified BMW dealer, serving drivers throughout San Diego and the surrounding areas.
Shelter to Soldier selects dogs from shelters and rescue groups all throughout California. Our ideal candidate at Shelter to Soldier is 8 months to a year and a half old. They're confident in different environments, they have strong social drive, another motivator like food or toy drive. And ultimately, these are dogs that want to have a job and that have a greater purpose to become a service dog. Currently, about 85% of our dogs pass their service dog training. But if they don't pass, they become a career change. We don't like to use the word failure around here. So career change to an emotional support animal, or if that doesn't work out, then they career change to a pet dog, still finding a loving placement and purpose in life.
Thank you for joining us. Catch Scott Kaplan and crew tonight from 7 to 8 p.m. Pacific every Monday through Friday. The very best from today's Scott Kaplan and crew show on the mightier 1090 AM. A new generation of radio. SoCal Sports Talk.